The Strange Neighbor, Part 1. The New House. Emma was 16 years old. She lived with her parents in a quiet neighborhood. One summer, a new person moved into the house next door. The house had been empty for years. Nobody knew much about the new neighbor. His name was Mr. Black. He was tall and very thin. He always wore dark clothes. Most people only saw him at night. Every evening he left his house after sunset. Every morning he returned before sunrise. The neighbors thought this was strange. Emma thought so too. One day she waved at him. "Hello, Mr. Black." He stopped and looked at her. His face was pale, very pale. After a few seconds, he smiled. "Good evening, Emma." Then he walked away. Emma felt uncomfortable. How did he know her name? She had never introduced herself. Part 2. The Lights. A few nights later, Emma could not sleep. She looked out her bedroom window. Mr. Black's house was completely dark. Then suddenly, a light appeared in the attic. Emma frowned. The light moved slowly across the room, back and forth, back and forth. It looked like someone was searching for something. The strange thing was that the attic windows were covered from the inside. Nobody should have been able to see the light, yet she could. At midnight, the light suddenly disappeared. The next morning, Emma asked her mother, "Do you know anything about Mr. Black?" Her mother shook her head. "No, but Mrs. Parker said she never sees him during the day." Emma thought about the moving light. Something about it felt wrong, very wrong. Part 3. The Noise. One rainy night, Emma heard a strange sound. Scratch, scratch, scratch. The noise came from outside. She looked through the window. The sound seemed to come from Mr. Black's backyard. Emma grabbed a flashlight. She quietly stepped outside. Rain fell heavily around her. She walked toward the fence. Scratch, scratch, scratch. The sound grew louder. Emma carefully looked through a small hole in the fence. At first, she saw nothing. Then she noticed movement. Someone was digging. Mr. Black stood in the mud with a shovel. He was digging a large hole. Emma's heart raced. Why was he digging in the middle of the night? Suddenly, Mr. Black stopped. Slowly, he turned his head, directly toward the fence, directly toward Emma. She quickly stepped back and ran home. She did not sleep that night. Part 4. The Missing Cat. The next day, the neighborhood was worried. Mrs. Parker's cat had disappeared. The cat was friendly and never wandered far from home. Everyone helped search for it. Emma remembered the hole. A terrible thought entered her mind. Could Mr. Black have something to do with it? That evening, Emma and her friend Jake decided to investigate. After sunset, they quietly walked to Mr. Black's backyard. The hole was still there, but now it was covered. Jake pointed at the ground. "Look!" There were small paw prints in the mud. The paw prints led toward the house, but they never came back out. Emma felt cold. Suddenly, they heard a floorboard creak inside the house. Someone was moving. The two friends quickly hid behind a tree. A shadow appeared in the window, watching them. Part 5. The Secret Room. The next afternoon, Emma noticed something unusual. Mr. Black had left the house. For the first time, she saw him leave during daylight. "This is our chance." They walked to the house. The front door was locked, but a basement window was slightly open. After a moment of hesitation, they climbed inside. The basement smelled old and damp. Dust covered everything. Boxes filled the room. At the far end stood a metal door. Unlike everything else, the door looked new, very new. Emma slowly opened it. Behind it was a hidden room. The walls were covered with photographs, dozens of photographs. Every picture showed someone from the neighborhood. Emma, Jake, Mrs. Parker, even children from nearby houses. Jake stared in shock. Why does he have pictures of all of us? Before Emma could answer, they heard a voice behind them, a calm voice. "I was wondering when you would find this room." They slowly turned around. Mr. Black was standing in the doorway. Part 6. Mr. Black's Secret. Emma and Jake stood frozen. Mr. Black slowly stepped into the room. To their surprise, he did not look angry. Instead, he looked worried. "You should not be here," he said quietly. Emma pointed at the photographs. "Why do you have pictures of everyone?" Mr. Black sighed. "I am trying to protect you." Jake laughed nervously. "Protect us from what?" Mr. Black looked toward the basement stairs. His face suddenly became serious. "There is something in this neighborhood." The room became silent. "What do you mean?" Emma asked. Mr. Black hesitated. Then he answered, "Something that only comes out at night." Before he could say more, a loud crash came from upstairs. Boom! Everyone jumped. Mr. Black's eyes widened. "It's awake."
Part 7. The Creature. Another crash echoed through the house. The walls shook. Emma and Jake exchanged frightened looks. Mr. Black grabbed a flashlight. "Stay close to me." The three of them hurried upstairs. The front door was open. Cold wind rushed inside. Outside, strange footprints crossed the yard. The footprints were enormous, much larger than a human's. Jake stared at them. What made those? Mr. Black's voice was barely a whisper. The creature. Emma felt her stomach tighten. What creature? Mr. Black pointed toward the forest behind the neighborhood. For years, something has lived in those woods. The footprints led directly toward Mrs. Parker's house. The missing cat suddenly made sense. The creature had been hunting, and tonight it had returned.
Part 8. Into the forest. The three followed the footprints into the woods. The moonlight barely reached through the trees.
Every shadow seemed alive. Every sound made them nervous. After several minutes, they heard a low growl. The sound came from ahead. They slowly moved closer. Then they saw it. A tall creature stood among the trees. Its body was thin and grey. Its arms were unusually long. Its eyes glowed yellow in the darkness. Emma nearly screamed. The creature turned.
"Run!" Mr. Black shouted. The creature chased them through the forest. Branches snapped behind them. Its footsteps grew closer. 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 Mr. Black suddenly changed direction. This way. They reached an old stone structure hidden among the trees. A rusty metal gate stood open. The creature stopped several feet away. It seemed afraid. Mr. Black pulled an old chain. A hidden door opened beneath the ground. Inside was a small chamber. Symbols covered the walls. Emma looked confused. "What is this place?" "My grandfather built it," Mr. Black explained. "He trapped the creature here many years ago, but it escaped." The creature slowly approached the entrance. Its glowing eyes stared at them. Mr. Black handed Emma a small silver object. A lock. The creature cannot be trapped unless someone closes the gate. Emma looked at the approaching monster. There was very little time left.
Part 10. The Final Night. The creature charged forward. Its roar echoed through the forest. Mr. Black distracted it while Emma and Jake ran toward the gate. The monster followed. Everything happened quickly. As the creature crossed the entrance, Emma slammed the gate shut. Jake locked it with the silver lock. A bright flash of light filled the chamber. The creature screamed. Its body slowly faded into darkness. Then it vanished. The forest became silent. Completely silent. For the first time in years, the danger was gone. A few days later, life returned to normal. Mrs. Parker's cat was found alive near the woods. People stopped hearing strange noises at night. The neighborhood felt safe again. Mr. Black became a respected member of the community. Everyone finally understood why he watched the neighborhood so carefully.